I ignored the suit my mother bought for me after she threw away the dress I bought for my graduation. 23F, I'm about to graduate from college. The party will be in 2 months, but the photographic session will be next week. One of my goals since I entered my career was that when I graduated, I would use a dress that would suit me. Some might think that I could just rent a dress that I'll probably just use it once or two in my life, but I really mean it when I said that this was the moment I've been waiting for years. So, for the last few weeks I have been looking for dresses in different boutiques. I went with several people at different times, one of them with my mother. And that time, I found a dress that not only suited me like a glove, it was a light green, long dress, and immediately loved it. The problem my mother had? It had a low neckline. You see, my mother is a modest woman, someone who may be scandalized when a dress is above the knees, or the neckline shows even a little of the cleavage. So, despite her admitting that that dress fit me, I shouldn't buy it as I might attract unwanted looks, especially as I have a big cup. I already had therapy about it, so some insecurities that affected her no longer affect me. Still, I wanted to get to a middle point. I liked that one dress, and despite the fact that I was the one buying it, I wanted to make her comfortable. I proposed using a shawl. I felt fine with it, and it might be useful if when I use it it's cold outside, and my mother agreed with that. With the green light on, I bought the dress and a few days later a shawl that would suit the dress. Everything was fine until 2 days ago, when I returned home after returning from school from continuing my thesis, already working on that, to get something to eat, bathe, and change to going to work, when I noticed my dress wasn't in the wardrobe. I put it there, hanging, to avoid my cat's hair on it. It was there in the morning, so I was confused. I asked my siblings, and they didn't know anything about it. My father wasn't in the city, so I directly asked my mom, who was in the kitchen watching TV while cutting potatoes. Something like, "Mom, do you know where my dress is?" I threw it. Excuse me? What do you mean by threw it? Today passed the garbage truck, so I threw it. Why? Did you throw it? I swear I felt like crying at that moment. She said something like, I wasn't convinced at all with that dress. That shawl did not cover you at all, and your dad agreed with me. So, yesterday I bought you a suit for your photos and party. Really, I wasn't hearing it all at that moment. I couldn't believe what she was saying. I just ran outside, foolishly hoping that, magically a black garbage bag would be outside. I didn't pay attention to that when I came from school, but no. The garbage truck must have passed early. I thought that maybe my mother was joking. Why? Why did my parents do that? I thought they agreed with me. What about the money I spent on that? I didn't ask any of them. I bought it with the money I want working part-time in a bubble tea shop. I ran to her room and saw her wardrobe. Neither was there. As I was crying, she entered her room with a gray suit in her arms. It was exactly the kind of clothes my mother would choose for me. Usually, I like suits too. I use them when I'm going to a conference at my college. But at that moment, I honestly couldn't believe the audacity of my parents, especially my mother. When my father returned yesterday, he gave me a bunch of bills, around $300, saying that it was for the dress my mother threw. On that way my money would not be wasted. That money felt dirty. I didn't want it. Probably my father still felt guilty about agreeing with my mother, so he gave me that and make himself feeling better. Of course, he didn't accept a no as an answer. On one hand, I understand where my mother is coming from. She bought that suit with her money, as she hasn't stopped telling me that from yesterday. She said that I would look better in the suit. I haven't proved it yet that my green dress would have made me uncomfortable with the looks I would gain from guests or males, and as my father already gave me money, I actually didn't lose anything. Half of me is starting to doubt, thinking resignedly that maybe she's right. And I'm just acting overdramatic. The other part of me wants to throw everything away, ignore that suit and go and look for a second option the last week I have before the photographic session. Am I the a-hole if I do it? I don't know if I should resign and go at least to the photo session on suit or ignore her, risking me to the same happening again. I don't know if I would use those $300, as I said, They felt dirty to me, but I don't know where to get more money to do last-minute shopping. Update 5 months later. Hi, honestly, I didn't expect doing an update, neither having such attention when I made my first post a month ago, so thank you very much. I'm sorry I didn't answer all of you. I was overwhelmed seeing the amount of comments, so yeah. As I said before, I didn't expect to make an update, but I guess I need to vent. Yes, I had the photographic session, and no, I haven't had my prom party yet. It's next month, but I guess I'll go for parts. I apologize in advance if this is long. I'm taking the opportunity to say my thoughts among them. First, on the previous post, I let apart my siblings as I don't have a close relationship with them as people that have lived in the same roof for all their lives should. We can talk about certain things as TV shows, movies, games, music, and another media. But we don't talk about our matters. That's the reason of why I got surprised when my older sister, 26F, offered me around $60. She told me that it was a shame what our mother did, that I looked good on that dress, and I should look for something similar. It was a pleasant surprise, the fact that my sister approached me to show her support. I usually wouldn't accept the money. I don't like the idea of having a debt, but considering everything that happened, I felt grateful for it. So, I used my free days next week to find something similar to my dress. As I said on one comment, as expected, on the shop I bought it, it was the last one. When I got it, I felt lucky that the last dress suited me so well. But that luck punched me at the end. Still, I found another dress. It was a blue one on my taste. It wasn't as pretty as the green one, but suited me well, was cheaper than the green one, and was better than using the gray suit, so I bought it. Another thing that I didn't comment is that I didn't want to use all the money I had. With the money my sister gave me, the $300 my father gave me as compensation, and around $210 I saved before. I know I could buy even a more expensive one than the green one, but some of your comments made me think it long term. I didn't comment it on the previous post, but I was already planning go to another state to start a master's. I like the field of investigation. My thesis is pretty much about microplastics and degrading process. My original plan was get my title and start saving money to move out, finalizing the year on the next cycle. When I told my parents my plan months ago, they told me they support me, that they are with me, financially and emotionally, but this experience with the dress made me wonder if that was really true. I know that moving out and using a dress are two completely different things, but my mother told me she was fine with the dress, with the condition of using a shawl, too, and then she'd throw it. It made me rethink about the control my mother got over my decisions, and I concluded that she was always like that, just that I didn't notice it as, mostly, she did what she wanted on things that I rested importance. My father is no different. He's more passive than my mom, but he mostly agree with her and then tries to assist hands giving me, or my siblings, something in compensation. So, it made me wonder if they truly support me on moving out or just are pretending, waiting for a moment to tell me I can't move out as something happened, or maybe I should enter to mastery in our state, despite I have no interest on the options here. Well, for that reason, I decided I want to save money. I already talked with my thesis advisor that, if possible, I want to end the thesis sooner than originally intended. I started to look for scholarships too. I had pretty good grades. So I guess that can help the process. And of course, I preferred to save money on the dress. Some of you suggested that I should burn the suit in front of my mom, but despite making me laugh with the idea, I didn't do that. Instead, I asked a friend to keep the blue dress on her house until the photographic session. I didn't comment about it to my parents, and the day before the session, I went to my friend's house for the dress. It's obvious to say that my mom wasn't happy about the idea of me not using the suit. The moment I walked downstairs, she told me I made her waste money, that I would look more professional on the suit, and that I wasted my dad's money too on it. Still, she didn't complain about the dress design. I guess she wasn't as triggered as with the green one. It doesn't have a low cleavage as the green one, but it has a Grecian cut, so I guess that was more acceptable in her eyes. That doesn't make me feel better. Honest. My father didn't comment on it. He just told me I looked good, but I should dress the suit on the party then. I already planned they would appear on the photographic session, so I didn't uninvite them. Again, at long term, I can't stop talking with them until I move out, so they and my siblings went to the photographic session. Last week, the photographer sent us the digital version of the familiar session. I'm not going to lie, they felt bittersweet, but it's what I have, haha. I didn't talk much about the party of the dress topic with my parents the next month. I have been more focused on finishing that thesis and working in that bubble tea shop to save money. It's good to say that I'm finishing 1.5 months earlier than expected. I already had most of the experimentation from last year, so it was mostly bibliographic research and a few experimentations to see its replication. If everything goes well, I'll be presenting next month. During this month, I made several exams too, TOEFL and the first 2 tests to enter into a master's. My objective is to gain a good scholarship, so I can move out before finishing the first part of the year. I feel kind of rushed. But I won't follow my original plan. I haven't talked about it with any member of my family either. I've been thinking about talking about it with my older sister, but I'm still deliberating. About the party, I'll be using the blue dress too. Maybe I'll use the suit someday, but right now I can't think about it. I still relate the suit to my parents and everything that it entails. The green dress topic still tastes bittersweet to me, like, in a way, was a Pandora's box, a very pretty Pandora's box. But I'm not going to lie, I'm still kind of nervous about the prom. It's the day I've been expecting for years. Despite the bittersweet taste, I can't help but feel expectant. And some of your comments on the previous post made me laugh, and other ones made me rethink about my plans of life. Honest, I think if I didn't have post here, I would just use the gray suit to avoid any discussion, and I wouldn't see the big problem here. So, thanks, unknown people of the internet, LOL. Maybe I'll post if something big happens, but if not, consider everything has gone well.